Loose change for getting down. It's Friday and I'm on fire, and I know that I'll break your heart, and I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. These cars are just it, so won't you come?
K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back. Don't worry, I got it now. I see I was on mute, but we're good now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and tonight you're watching another episode of Between the Ropes. Let me go ahead and welcome in all of the guests with us tonight. Of course, we have none other than he likes his bacon crispy, Mr. Bacon. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. Another brand new year, so it's the first of the new year for us.
All right, so thank you, the Matt Ryan of C2C. So now we'll go ahead and we'll jump over to Mr. Big B. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's Tuesday. Get to talk a little wrestling with everybody and see what we come up with these topics and what our answers are. So it's always great to talk to everybody.
All right, absolutely. And then, of course, we have a special guest tonight. We're glad he's back. He's got his podcast of Buzzing with Morlow. Welcome in, Mr. Warren Morlow. How are you doing tonight?
Ace, how's it going, my friend? I know it's been long overdue. Like you just said, it's been New Year's. I am now recovering from being on a boat for 4 days. So I'm definitely down to talk wrestling today. I'm all updated now.
You're all updated, ready to go. I love it. All right, then welcome in Christy Wilson. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, ready to talk wrestling, and let's go.
Absolutely. So before we jump into our first topic, I kind of want to throw something out here because as I was pulling up and like trying to share all these to various podcast groups around the world and everything else, there was somebody who posted a question on Facebook, and I actually wanted to answer it because I'm like, hey, this is actually a very good question. And the question actually said, which Brock Lesnar was more dangerous? Is it in fact the old Brock, or is it the new Brock? And I was like, that's actually a really dang good question.
It is.
Crispy, what do you think? Do you think that the old Brock Lesnar is more dangerous, or do you think the new Brock Lesnar is more dangerous?
I'd probably think the old Brock Lesnar. I mean, he seemed more. I mean, he's tough now, but he seemed tougher back then when he was being managed by Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of had that, I wouldn't say mysterious, but he didn't really speak on the microphone. Heyman did that for him. He just did the fighting. It was kind of unpredictable too. So I kind of think the old Brock.
I don't know. It's hard though because I feel like this Brock I feel like is more dangerous because you see him do a heck of a lot more now than he did back then. So, Big B, I'll go to you. What do you think?
I think it's this version of Brock because one, I kind of like this cowboy looking Brock. That's
right.
I mean, look what he did his last match with Roman Reigns. I mean, just brought the tractor out, lifted up the ring, and now he's talking on the mic. So he's, we're finding out he actually has some good mic skills. So I say this Brock is more dangerous.
I definitely agree with you. And welcome in Thomas Brunetti saying good evening. And he's even saying,
good evening.
That's a really good question. So, Warren, I'm going to go to you. Which Brock Lesnar is more dangerous?
Character-wise, I would say Cowboy Brock. But here's the thing. Like, Cowboy Brock it's okay for him to lose.
Mhm.
He's not. It doesn't hurt him to lose these matches that he has had so far because I mean it's benefited both characters in these matches. Cowboy Brock is like how everyone's saying he's on a mic. Cowboy Brock is bringing out a personality. We never thought we'd see a personality out of Brock. It's a different transition of what we have been approached with for so long with Lesnar. If anybody thinks of the old Brock, the only thing that really he was good at was he was good socializing with Kurt Angle. That was really the only skits he really was good with. So obviously, I think Cowboy Brock is more of a stronger thing than old Brock.
So Thomas says, I say they are both equally as dangerous. I mean, it's close. It really is close.
They're about the same size.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I would definitely, but I will say, out of my favorite Brock characters that there was, this is probably it. This character Brock is probably my favorite. I love this Cowboy Brock. All right. Christy, how about you?
I definitely go new Brock because we're getting to see some personality. He's funny, but in the ring he is dangerous. So definitely he'll tell a joke, you'll laugh, but watch out. He'll send you to Suplex City.
Suplex City. All right.
I tell you what, though, I don't want to meet either one in a dark alley. So
Me neither.
True.
Me neither.
True that. All right, so now we'll go into our kind of our recap of Raw and SmackDown. So as everybody knows who watches the show now, we do it differently. We don't just sit here and get everybody's opinion on each match. Basically, we'll go around and we'll kind of get everybody's, favorite part on Raw and SmackDown or whatever. And then if anything really stuck out to them, that's kind of what we'll talk about there. So we started with Crispy last time. This time I'll go ahead and I'll start out with Big B. So you think about Raw and SmackDown. Give us kind of your recap and what really stuck out to you.
I kind of like what they're doing with the Bloodline now, just kind of invading everywhere. I know they haven't invaded NXT yet, but they're showing up on Raw.
They better not.
They're just destroying everybody. That 6-man tag looked pretty good. I think we're going to see something come out that I might throw in a prediction later on about. But,
Okay.
I kind of like how they started off the new year with the way they did that. And then I'm trying to think what else happened on Raw. The Belair and Bliss match was really good. And then Bliss is – I kind of like what they're doing with her right now. We don't know who she's going to be under control with, if she's going to join back with Bray or if she's going to try to beat it. But that was actually a pretty good match too. I can't wait to see how that rivalry goes.
All right. Okay. So did you have anything for SmackDown or just Raw?
Oh, I thought we were doing SmackDown. Again, they're doing a good thing with Bloodline. I'm trying to think. I watched it all, but I was kind of half asleep. So, I'm trying to think what all happened. But Ace, go ahead and get with somebody else.
All right, no, you're good. I'll say I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me, especially on Raw, when you really think about it, the big thing when I think about it, and I'm kind of concerned because I know that he kind of left a little cryptic tweet about it, so I don't know if anybody's kind of heard any other news, but I know that it's been reported that Seth Rollins is hurt.
I've heard that
he injured his knee. There's been nothing said exactly how severe the knee injury is, exactly what happened, but we know it's the same knee that he tore his ACL on in 2015.
Yeah,
so
I know he.
Knee.
Yeah.
And
I know he. Oh
no, go ahead, Christy.
No, I know he tweaked it during his match against Theory last night on Raw, and he was limping around a little bit, but it didn't look too bad. But you never know.
Yeah,
he did tweet out saying, his old model, reclaim, rebuild.
Yeah, and
redesign, rebuild, reclaim. Yeah,
but they did show a video. Somebody posted. They were actually there at Raw, and they actually posted a video after the match that he was trying to walk up the ramp and he actually collapsed, and they actually put up the X like when somebody's hurt. So
Yeah.
they actually had to come out and actually help him to the back. So that was really stuck out to me. But Warren, I'm gonna go to you.
I mean, nobody wants to see the X Throne. I mean, for me
No.
being an indie wrestler, I would give you my last breath before we do this. And that is something that obviously is a serious issue and stuff. Sometimes it could be a storyline, but you could tell there was something wrong with Seth. And I was watching the match and I was like, he is selling that leg a lot. And I was like, nah, he might be hurt. He might just be hurt. And obviously you see the ending and stuff. Hopefully it's not severe like how y'all said it was the same knee that he did tear his ACL in 2015. And that was one of his best years. When he first came in there, and I say he had the CM Punk run. Like he couldn't do any harm, and people just hated him. And those things I saw with him on that. Thing that caught me with SmackDown, man, we got to see John Cena back. I thought it was cool to see, this man has been wrestling for 20 years and has had a match these entire 20 years. And for him to sell out a building just because his name was pronounced, didn't even say he was in a match yet, and it was sold out just because he was there. That just shows you a strong superstar power of what the name persona John Cena brings to WWE. And obviously with Raw, I'm so glad what they're doing with Theory. I love every bit of that. I love the fact that they doing something with KO. KO is looking like to be a main factor in this thing right now, and I'm curious to see how that's going to go. Bloodline coming in there, kicking it off, and just dominating everything. And I gotta say it, man, I'm very impressed with Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is bringing a little bit in the story aspect of this, and it's presenting him to be a legit factor, and maybe in the near future, he might be like a big heel boss in ways, and that could be a good transition to the product as well, because we know Triple H is running it, but obviously you need a heel, and what better heel than a boss? So and it presents and makes a newer characters and stuff like that. So
True.
I mean, those were the big things that I saw out of it, and I was glad to see Sheamus and Drew shock the world, because everybody was expecting a certain somebody to pop up. So new little kick and said, we got you again, guys.
Just kidding.
So we have a few comments here. So Thomas saying, I'm watching the match against Theory from last night, and it looks like he heard it doing the double foot dive early on.
Yep.
He could have. I know that he went to, I forgot exactly.
He didn't top dollar it at least.
Yeah, which move it was, but I saw that his knee just buckled and he had to drop him because he couldn't do it. And knowledge of the afterlife, do you give comments on podcasts? Yes, we do. We do give comments. So you want to leave a comment, go ahead and we'll talk. All right, and then Thomas saying Cena was calling out spots loudly. I didn't actually catch that, but
I didn't either.
Does it matter?
No.
Me being a wrestler, I'm telling you this right now. I prefer to be more safer than to be obvious. That's my honest opinion. If you haven't been there, she wants to be in everything. But literally, I see this as safety is the biggest thing. And Cena hasn't been in the ring consistently in so long. So that's really what it was. And Cena wasn't even in the ring that much for them to even worry about what the spots were. So
you can definitely tell he's getting a little old. He had that nice bald patch in the back.
Spot in the back. I'm like,
there's been too much hair products in his hair. That's what it is.
Too much.
Right.
Hey, I got a question. Does anybody see LA Knight as like the new version of Stone Cold?
I was about to say not Stone
Maybe.
Cold. Not
Okay.
Stone Cold.
Okay, because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting a little bit. But what were you gonna say, Warren?
LA Knight. First of all, this thing with him and Bray, it's making LA Knight.
Yeah.
It's making you want to Google this guy and see him in Impact. I've told people numerous times, he made Impact for 3 solid years, and I when I first watched him, he gave me Triple H vibes. But
Ooh.
when you hear him on promo, man, he's got Rock charisma.
Okay.
I don't want to say he's the Rock. I'm a diehard Rock fan. I'm not going to say anybody's the next Rock. But he gives you Rock vibes with the character. He's in third person and stuff. He's bringing a newer visual to this. And I just was on a recent podcast. Shout out to my boy Brian B on the Beeline. And we were talking about, he could be a main eventer and probably be a big headliner for heavyweight titles. I don't see him as a heavyweight champ, maybe 1 or 2 times. But
Maybe.
I see him as a main guy to really test your limits if you can belong on that plateau for the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's presented him very well. Triple H has been big behind him since he was in Impact. So,
Yeah.
and Rock even recommended this guy as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. LA Knight, like, I agree with you on that one because people were really before this whole thing with Bray Wyatt happened, a lot of people were not really talking about LA Knight. Now all of a sudden, like, everyone is like talking about him, and they're like, man, this guy is really good. It's like, yeah, he's been good. He's been really good. Just
exactly.
nobody really noticed. But anyway,
Yikes.
no, it's good. All right. So, anyways, jumping to our next topic here. We go to the 2022. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Christy. Did I forget you for Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
All right,
You're
here we
up.
go. All I know is Raw, they had the Cody video in the show that I thought was really great. That gives me hope that he'll come back at the Rumble and he'll come back and do his thing. And
Teaser.
Also, teaser. It's a teaser.
Which,
It's
yeah,
the Belair
no,
They gave you a kiss, not the Hershey.
Yeah. No, and then the Bianca Belair match was really good. I think this is just me though. I think they're kind of I think with seeing the dudes in the Uncle Howdy mask is just supposed to trigger Alexa to make her just go bonkers.
Yeah.
To where she's even attacking the ref. And SmackDown, Charlotte coming back and beating Ronda Rousey. I'm like, thank God. Thank God.
True.
It don't even matter how that way happened. That just shows you, like, that's what they wanted. That's all they wanted.
They're like,
Well,
fine, we're going to put everyone out of the
When we
misery.
do
We'll
the
give title
Becky
back to
Lynch
Charlotte.
treatment to you and you pop for the person that just screwed the champ, that's when you know, like, okay, this is what they want.
So Thomas
You're
is
not-
saying Knight was on that one reality show that was hosted by The Rock.
Which one was that?
Yeah,
The paint.
the hero.
Oh,
The Hero?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
The Titan games.
No.
No,
I don't
no,
think
it
it
was
that one.
the hero. It was a one-off show they did on TNT.
Oh, okay.
LA Knight was on there. That's how I knew who he was from that show.
Mhm.
So, and he was like, yeah, I'm a pro wrestler and stuff. And I didn't really watch him until he got on Impact. So,
So what do you guys? I know on SmackDown they kind of did the They announced that Pitch Black match
Yeah.
with
It's a
Knight.
sponsor.
to promote the Mountain Dew, man. You gotta
Mountain
promote
Dew
it.
Pitch Black, which should be coming out in a couple of days.
Oh,
And it's gonna be for the
6th
Rumble.
is
Free
It's a
Pitch
Rumble.
Blacks.
Sponsored
Free
by
Pitch
Mountain
Blacks
Dew
for
Pitch Black.
everybody.
Yeah.
Uh,
Drink 'em up.
Over how many bottles of Pitch Black will be in the Alamo?
right? The Pitch Black match.
The Pitch Black
Right.
match.
Well,
Okay.
so we can go to our next topic now since Christy got in her thoughts here. So
Yes.
our next topic
I
was
did.
the best WWE moment of 2022 that really stood out to you. Warren, I'll go ahead and lead off with you on this one.
Yep, pass it off. I'm curious what everybody else is gonna say first.
All right. So Christy, then I'll start out with you.
This was so hard, and there was just so many great moments. I'm gonna go Cody Rhodes' return at WrestleMania.
Dang it! Okay. So,
I mean, why not?
That's why I passed it on. I was like, I'm gonna let somebody else say it for once this time.
I mean, you knew somebody was going to take it. You
Not
knew
return at
somebody-
WrestleMania. I gotta say the Hell in a Cell match. That's mine.
Mhm.
He brought back the old wrestling genre that we've had for so long. You know,
Yep.
all of us have fought hurt. Everyone's wrestled hurt. I mean, but for him to come out there and pull that jacket off, fans
And you
just
see his
lost it. Just
Oh.
lost it.
Well,
That's when you know you had that emotional feeling. And for them to even do the match that they did, even way more compelling than it could
Yes.
Well, and with that match too, and I think we came on after the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There
They
was
made
people
both.
and there was people saying that, oh, that was just a work, that was just to hype it up. It's like, no, that was legit.
Yeah, it's like, did you not notice the guy could not lift up his arm?
yeah,
Yeah,
See,
and
that's not
Cody
work.
was pissed that he couldn't do a suplex.
yeah.
right,
guy.
yeah, and you know what? And my biggest thing was, I told everyone, I'm like, even if you were not a Cody Rhodes fan before that match, he had to earn everybody's respect after that match.
Oh yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
what he did in that match. Now, yeah, we're sitting here talking about how good, Cody Rhodes was in that match because he was fantastic. But we also have to give credit to Seth Rollins where it's due and say Seth Rollins protected that man as much as he possibly could. Seth Rollins did whatever he could to
The
protect.
sad thing is he was labeled as the most unsafe worker 4 years ago. If anybody don't remember, they blamed him for injuring Sting. They blamed him for injuring Kane. They blamed him for
Sting.
injuring so many guys.
Oh, God.
And him to be the most safe guy with a guy that has one pec.
Right?
Yeah.
That's saying something.
So,
Yeah, it is.
so Thomas is saying Austin having a match at Mania. That could have been the moment of
Yeah.
2000.
I mean, it was a cool
2022.
moment.
All right, Chris, what was your moment of 2022?
Mine's probably seeing Bray Wyatt's return.
That's a good one.
It's kind of been speculated at that point. We just didn't know when and how it
Yeah.
was going to come about.
Hmm.
They had all of his former characters out there, kind of showing what could happen down the road.
Yep.
I thought it was a good return.
All right, Big B.
For me, I mean, granted, you guys have already said 2 of them, 3 of them, if you count the Hell in a Cell match.
Hmm.
I'm going to go, and and it's sad that it had to come to this with the allegations and stuff, but Vince stepping away,
Damn
I
it!
think was the best moment. I know there's rumors of him wanting to come back, but I really hope he doesn't.
No.
But
He
then
won't.
WWE's like, no,
No.
we don't
He
want
won't
that.
because, yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused because they're like, oh, he is the majority stakeholder, so if he wants to come back, he can. I'm like, that's not how it works.
No.
They have a board of directors for a reason. It has to pass through the board of directors, and if the board of directors says no, it's going to be a no, and he can't do anything about it. It's just what it is.
I can see him making appearances on,
He
some
signed a
very
contract.
special-
He's really doesn't have a way to get back in.
Right?
Well, that's good.
Not at all.
Yeah, and so I think with everybody being like, "Oh yeah, Vince is coming," Vince isn't coming back. There's no way. WWE likes the direction it's going. It's been a lot better, and I think they're happy with it. And there's no way that they would agree. And so Tom's saying Vince stepping down was the most shocking moment. I mean, I think to a
Kinda
certain
was.
degree,
Yeah.
it was definitely a shocking moment. I don't think anybody
I
expected
was
it.
about to say, hold up now. We expected Vince to be like breaking news. He passed away. To
Yeah,
be like for him
exactly.
to come out of this thing. Like
Right?
Hmm.
I did not think we would ever witness that part. And I mean, it's the fact that, and I think another people are starting to really realize like what really had Vince had to do to make this company to what it is now to this day. And that's something that we all got to look at and go, you know what, regardless of how we feel of this man has brought you something on your television screen for 2 decades.
Yep.
Like he done something that his father could not do. He's done something that any sports promoter really couldn't do. He really motivated Dana White to make a bigger name for the UFC to get involved in this. If anybody didn't know this, like Vince
I didn't know it.
really made a stepping stone for entertainment and sports to come together and be on broadcast television each and every day to compete with the NFL, NBA, and stuff like this. He brought this for so long. Vince is like the Simpsons. They have never been canceled on air. Never.
Yeah, and you know what? So Thomas is saying try 4 decades. Yeah, he was definitely there. Yeah. He was.
Well, if it wasn't for WrestleMania,
It was way before I was born, so
Yeah.
I'm just going with what I was born
But
with.
I think the biggest problem is that yes, Warren, you're definitely on the right track. But I think the biggest problem is this new era of I should say this new generation. They only know Vince McMahon for what he's booked now, for what he's done now, for cutting all these wrestlers and cutting costs. A lot of them don't know for Vince McMahon what he did and the 90s and the 2000s. We do, but they don't. And so you look back then and you're like, go back and watch then, and you'll see what Vince McMahon brought you. That's what you'll get to see. And so yeah, definitely wrestling would not be what it was today if it was not for Vince. Now I'm not saying that wrestling wouldn't be here. I'm just saying it would not be the same as it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we all said, our best moment of 2022. I'm sure some of us have that worst moment of 2022. So, Crispy, you got a worst moment of 2022?
Ooh. For now, I'm probably just going to say, I don't know about worst, but Cody Rhodes having to step away.
Yeah.
That was
Especially after his return, after so long, he returned.
Gaining all that momentum? Yep.
Yeah.
And having to put the brakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Big B?
Honestly, I'm kind of going to go with Chris, but a different wrestler per se. Logan Paul, I think, worst moment right now. I mean, granted, 3 matches or whatever, but what he did against Roman Reigns at
Crown Jewel.
Thank you. And taking his phone and making a highlight reel TikTok moment.
You're going viral, Roman.
I think WWE is definitely going to utilize that more when he comes back. So I think for right now that was the worst moment for him to tear pretty much every ligament in his legs. I think it was. So
not every one.
Yeah, well, close to it, but
close.
Yeah. All right, Warren, are you still there with us? All right, so it looks like he stepped away for a second.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm here.
Okay. Your worst moment of 2022.
Is it only WWE?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If it was the other one, I could tell you plenty of them.
There definitely are plenty of them.
Worst moment. Oh gosh.
He's got to really think about
I know
that.
it's tricky for me.
It's tough. It's tough for me too.
Well, which one did he have for the other promotion?
As much.
I know we're
damn near all of it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who I am. They call me anti-AEW for a reason.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not fully anti it. I mean, I got friends that do it that are in the promotion and stuff, but it's like character-wise, it's killed wrestling. Like I'm sorry. I mean, wrestling AEW is like watching New Japan in the US form, in my opinion. That's what it is. It's no time limit. The matches are just whatever they want to do. The matches, I mean, the movesets, whatever. Anything the Young Bucks is in, don't get me started with that one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I say the worst thing for WWE, it's got to be the anything that was regarding Nikki ASH.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh Lord.
It hurt me to say it because I really wanted something for her, and I know she asked for it, whatever. But it was like they pushed it, and then it didn't have no idea what was going the rest of it.
But then it faltered.
And the honorary mention would be freaking Hit Row.
Oh, okay, Hit Row.
Yeah, that had Well,
if I had to say the worst moment of 2022 for me, it would definitely be Dominic Mysterio.
Why?
What?
That's one of the best things that's going on right now.
no.
He's just mad because Goldberg's
Him and his dad is one of the best storylines right now.
Okay, let me rephrase really quick because Big B just brought up a great point. He mentioned Goldberg, and I'll tell you, this is why I'm mad because
cut my camera for this one.
Because he did come back and wrestle a few freaking matches, and it drives me freaking crazy. They keep bringing this old son of a gun back and put him in matches, and I have to watch this fool on TV wrestle time and time again, and I'm getting sick of it.
I think Ace was anti-WCW.
Oh my God!
Were you anti-WCW younger?
WCW was okay. I'm just anti.
See, there it is. You're like me when it regards AEW now.
Yeah, I can't.
There we go.
God dang it! I can't handle it. I'm a goddamn Goldberg. The best news I thought with Goldberg was when they're like, he has one more match left on his contract, but he's trying to extend. Like, for the love of God, no, please, no, don't do it. I don't want to see him.
His body won't appreciate it. That's for sure.
No, I won't appreciate it.
He'll return to Elimination Chamber. Don't worry.
No, please.
No.
That just ruined it for
It's like if you were in a battlefield and someone throws a grenade and he's like, take Goldberg. Just take Goldberg.
And the Young Bucks.
Yes, it would be. Please do it.
Goldberg covers on the grenade. Ace would be like, yes.
like when they ask the question on Facebook and they go, out of these four, who would you never want to exist in history? I'm like, it's not even a question. Goldberg. Don't even ask me that because that's dumb. I don't even want him there. But,
yeah.
But Christy.
Yes.
2022, worst moment.
The worst moment? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chris as Cody stepping away.
Yeah.
Close second is Logan Paul doing the, you're going viral, Roman.
You're going viral, Roman.
You're going viral, Roman.
So,
no, that was funny.
So just for kicks, because Thomas asked. So Thomas, Warren wants to hear this Young Bucks rant.
Oh, no.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's probably gonna be going
I will tarnish their whole damn career. No, you don't.
Super kick after super kick after super kick.
Not even that. Everybody praises that damn steel cage match that they had with the Lucha Bros. I literally said that's another prop for them just to jump off 50 times and it has no meaning towards it. And I have a friend that passed away, obviously, rest in peace, MJ. And he would tell me, like, that was one of his favorite matches that he's ever seen. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, I heard your rant in your podcast about your AEW thing, blah, blah, blah. And I want to talk to you about the Young Bucks. And I said, exactly. If I'm going to teach somebody what pro wrestling is, I'm going to tell them watch everyone but the Young Bucks. Because literally, there is no meaning to any moveset that they have. And they could do it. They have the charisma. They got all their little things. the only thing that they told a story with in that entire match was that damn shoe that had the thumbtacks on it. That was the only thing that they really told a story regarding this thing. The super kick circle and Matt jumping on his own teammate and off the top. I'm like, well, what are we watching here? And I love our friend Christino Blackheart. Blackheart was against it at first. He thought I was outrageously insane when I said what I said about the Young Bucks. He watched them and he's like, bro, you're right about that. Like, this is stupid. And I'm like, yes, you see what I'm saying? Like, people can love who they want. Wrestling is a whole different genre. Like what we were just saying.
Right.
Wrestling is a whole different level to what we've all grown to. Yeah. Obviously, Ace was not a Goldberg fan. We could clearly tell now. He is WCW's Ultimate Warrior. There you go.
So Thomas is saying their matches are unbelievable and you can't take them seriously.
Well,
and he's talking.
Let's put it this way: if they stood next to me, I would tower both of them, and them to sit here and literally like be the powerhouse guys against big names and all this. That's a joke. A joke. Sorry.
So
Thomas,
we need a book of
you might be 15 years old and you probably watching the New Japans and all this. That's what you grow up to. But hey, that's fine. People like who they like. I just don't care for the damn Young Bucks.
So we need a book of
find them annoying.
6-man tag. Warren and Ace and mess around versus the Young Bucks and Goldberg and see what happens.
Oh my God. So
sounds like a nightmare.
Matt's taking the bumps. Goldberg's gonna spin spear Ace. Is that what we're going with?
I think that's what he's going for. That's what he's
Ace can pull off the David Arquette thing.
Oh, no.
Up and ready to rumble.
So Thomas is saying I agree with you on the Bucks. So there you go. He says he definitely agrees.
Hey, no. Don't agree with me. You stick to what your opinion is. No. I don't like that. Hey, no. I'll put on the sleeves if that just struck you the wrong way. No, like I want you to stick with your opinion. It's just the fact that people see them as like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be like the Hardy Boys and stuff like it. In my opinion, they're not. They're not.
They're not.
Nope.
Right?
They did good. They made a tag team division in AEW.
Yep.
Kudos to them, and that's
amazing.
basically all they got for an achievement, in my opinion.
What's up, Chuck? We hope you're having a good night tonight.
Yep.
Don't forget that the season for the Oregon Cougars starts very soon, and we're looking forward for that. And Thomas is saying they're spot monkeys. So
you just praised them.
No. He was trying to say that he can't take their matches seriously. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. He wasn't trying to praise them. He was saying their matches are so unbelievable that you can't take the matches seriously at all.
And it makes wrestling look bad, in my opinion. It does make wrestling look bad. My career ending was a pile driver. I'm sitting there watching them do pile driver after pile driver after pile driver and not even get a 1 count. I'm like, what's the point of this thing? Like, you just tarnished Undertaker's pile driver and made it an original move. Like how we talked about stunners and rock bottoms. You don't ever see those in matches unless it's at least a 2.5 count. It's not going to be a 1 and, break off. No, that's not going to happen. Pray for Randy Orton. He has probably one of the coolest finishers ever, and they tarnished that one as well. So it's like we got DDT's gone, super kicks. Shawn Michaels said he would never even throw another one now just because of what it is regarding to now. And he's always said he never pulled back on his kicks, and he actually tweeted them on one of them, called them out on it, and they took it the wrong way or something. But you got the super kicks, the DDTs, and the freaking pile drivers now just being a common move. And obviously the Canadian Destroyer, which that is a very hard move to perfect. And it's being an ordinary move nowadays.
So the
Yeah.
other finisher that nobody uses anymore is the Hogan leg drop. So
Oh my gosh, we're not talking about this.
The Hogan,
You don't want a broken
Yeah.
tailbone.
No. Ugh, ouch.
the Hogan leg drop. All right.
Oh my
Well,
god.
You'd be amazed at how effective that really does hurt you.
well, I bet.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is effective.
I will
You feel-
bust you.
You realize
That's
there's a
Jack.
couple of bones in your bottom that you never realize after you drop on that floor. It's just
Oh,
like,
dear
oh, I
God.
didn't feel that before.
I do now.
All right. Well, going into our next topic here, we have our biggest predictions for 2023. What is your biggest prediction that you see coming in 2023? All right.
Mm.
Who do I want to start? Christy, I'll start with you. Biggest prediction for 2023.
Boy, I got a lot of them. Which one is the biggest? Oh, boy. Cody beats Roman at WrestleMania for the WWE title, not the Universal one.
Okay.
That's
All right.
one. And
Go ahead
I'm
if
not
you
going
have
to say Rock. I'm not going to say Rock versus Roman happening because I don't know.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh God, Thomas saying CM Punk
No!
somehow returns to WWE.
No.
No!
No.
No!
All right, guys, it's been fun. I am now officially
No,
leaving.
no, God.
If you want to rant about Young Bucks, I got plenty on that one. Do we really want to get into this one?
No, we do not. No.
I have been, Ace knows it. Everybody knows I am not a CM Punk fan. I have been trashing this dude since he went to AEW, and I said, this is going to be the worst thing for them. It's fun at first, and they're going to find out who the real Phil Brooks is. No, he brought CM Punk back to wrestling. You know, he's the new Stone Cold. No, I said, no, he is not a draw. He is not that main event draw, and he just got proven why young guys have been 10 times over him. And
Yep.
and
Yep.
oh my gosh, don't even get me started with that one. Oh Lord. And I loved when Rock finally responded back at a tweet. They were like supposed to be buddy. And Rock said, first of all, I drew buildings. I sold out buildings. My name would present, I sell out. There ain't no chance in heck that you're gonna see an open seat if the Rock's name is drawn to a card. There won't be. Period. CM Punk's name, yeah, it's cool to see him, but he kind of messed that up over there. So I don't know if it would really be a good, smart move, especially not on business wise. You might as well bring Vince back before you bring him.
No.
No. Yeah, let's not do that either.
We don't want it. We don't
Breaking
want it.
news. CM Punk versus Vince McMahon. Winner gets to be in the WWE. Who's going to win?
Who wants their job back?
Yeah, who wants
Goldberg
to
will be the special enforcer.
And it'll be in Hell in a Cell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just found our worst match in 2023.
Right?
Yeah, and poor Ace is just gonna shut off. He's like, I'm not watching this. Click.
Yeah.
He will not watch it.
It's time to go to the snack bar. It's time to
Yep.
it's
Go
time to take a
anywhere
pee
but-
break. All right. So Chris, your biggest
Yeah.
prediction for 2023.
Kind of going off of what Christy just said, I think Roman's gonna head into WrestleMania with only one belt.
Yeah.
I think both belts will be up for grabs, but somebody's gonna have the other belt. And I think
Right.
Roman's gonna have the Universal. And maybe Seth Rollins will have the WWE.
Well, it depends on his knee.
Depends on his injury.
Oh yeah.
His injury.
You're right. If
If
it's
not,
bad,
Cody
then it
Rhodes
throws
will.
everything.
That's going to be bad for Drew.
Poor Drew.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. That's Drew's guy. Like Cody's an option right now. If they can
Yeah.
solidify what they're doing, Cody is supposed to be the substitute for that one. So we obviously know what the finish is going to be regardless.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that's got to dethrone Roman. It's either Rock
Mhm.
or Cody. Those are the two that they got optional wise. And then the other match was supposed to be Drew versus Seth. And if Rock's there, and then it's Drew, Seth, and Cody, which would be a good match. That would be a pretty good match as well. And that's supposed to be for, I think, the SmackDown title or the Raw title. I'm not totally sure.
Universal title.
The Universal, yeah.
Yeah. Or
The Universal title.
Or someone I know calls it the Blue Fruit Roll-Up title.
Well,
I know. I don't know.
Hornswoggle's going to return and pin Reigns, and he's going to win the title, and then we're going to
Oh
celebrate.
man, the Gobbledygooker's coming back. What are you talking about?
yeah.
Hey, they're going to bring Pete Rose back.
And
too.
he's going to be managered by Eugene. William Regal's coming back. They're going to just throw a whole big faction in there.
Right. My biggest prediction: Hornswoggle's going to show up, pin Reigns. He's going to walk out of WrestleMania as Universal Champion.
That belt's got to be as tall as Hornswoggle, I think.
Probably no. The biggest predictions is going to be
He's still wrestling. That helps.
I just haven't heard really anything about him as of late. I know he has like a wrestling school, but
Yep.
I don't know what else he does.
He does the I'm saying it the
What
right
are we
way.
talking
It's
about,
called
Mark?
Miniature Wrestling Federation.
Okay,
They're
that makes
very entertaining. They get this little Lobo ring and they go all over states and stuff and they wrestle at bars. Someone's dressed like Mario and Hornswoggle actually dresses like Luigi and it's freaking hilarious.
Oh, I'll have to see if we
It-
can find some.
You got to find some of those, man. And the tickets ain't super expensive,
yeah.
so if they're in your town, recommend go see it. It's funny as can be.
I've seen them pop up on social media here and now and then.
Hornswoggle was dressed as Luigi the last one I saw. That was pretty interesting.
So
And
I
they actually used a prop for the shell and the mushroom. That was pretty funny.
think my biggest prediction there's two of them I've got, and the two predictions I've got is I do believe that Montez Ford is going to break away from Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford is going to become a WWE champion. I really do. And then
2 years tops for that one.
and then my second prediction, I completely just lost my. And then my second prediction is that Randy Orton returns, but when Randy Orton returns, he comes out and says, "Hey guys, it's my farewell. I'm coming out to give a retirement speech because I can't wrestle anymore." And that is another prediction that I have, is that 2023 is going to be the final year of the Viper when he actually has to come out and actually retire.
I will actually cry about that. Randy was one of my favorites, man. Randy was literally one of my favorites.
The day that happens, I think everybody's going to be sad about it.
Riddle's going to cry, too.
Yeah, it'll definitely
Riddle keeps blowing too much before anything else.
right. It'll definitely be a sad day. Like, no doubt it's going to be sad that
Randy.
really feel that he's not going to be healthy enough. And so Randy Cox, Dragon
I
Ball.
would say that would be an interesting story if they make you believe that he's not healthy enough and he pops up at the Rumble.
Ooh.
That could happen. Orton is known to do stuff like this. If anybody don't remember, that's how he headlined with Lesnar.
Right?
Ooh, okay.
That's what Edge done for the longest time. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that's how the old schooler guys still can make stuff matter. Is just the fact that you're not constantly posting something constantly about it. Like, one thing I was pissed off of with Raw, the biggest problem I had with Raw last night was don't say anything about Cody. Let Cody come back and make the crowd believe in him. This is going to be the moment that you can find out if Cody's going to be your new main eventer.
Yep.
And I was on a recent show numerous times, and he was like, I don't think Cody's deserved it or stuff. And I'm like, you haven't followed Cody from the whole beginning. Like, Cody, in my opinion, he made Hollywood okay to be in independence because Hollywood only met WWE for wrestling.
Yep.
And You got Stephen Amell. You got all these celebrities that did stuff in the indies because, in my opinion, because of Cody. AEW wouldn't have been there if it weren't for Cody.
Right.
That's why they're crumbling pretty bad right now because of Cody. Like, it's just these things that people don't realize the backstory of what Cody has done to make it more appreciative for him to be your main eventer for WWE. I said it, that Hell in a Cell match, whoever was running the company was going to put all bets on Cody just because of that performance, period. And I said it numerous times. He didn't even have to come back, and he was still been in the Hall of Fame, period. Because he had a great career. He had a great career. He made you believe in every character that he's done. I mean, he had a T-shirt for that hideous mustache that he had for the longest time, and it had a T-shirt for it, and they were selling out just because he made you care about this character. And it's just those things that really. And I've said it numerous times. It's sad that he hated Stardust, but he's the reason why Stardust was so good, because he made you believe this character.
Yeah.
So I've honestly have said it numerous times. You know, Cody is ready. Cody is ready to do it. We got a snip of it at WrestleMania. Obviously, that was expected. You expected that pop for Cody at Mania. Now the question was, what were you going to expect each and every week? And that was the testing moments for Cody. And the fans were not dying out. Like the kids signed American Nightmare and stuff like that. That's when you know you were transitioning your character to build with the audience. And then clearly him getting hurt after all these series with Seth, we were really going to find out, hey, who else can he really test his limits with? And I mean, he outperformed Miz. That was pretty scary to watch in a little ways, because Miz is really that pioneer guy to really see, hey, do you really belong in this roster standpoint? And it was a little upsetting. I don't know what happened that night with them, but still, Cody needs to prove that he can be that guy. When you heard Cena was coming back, you never had Cena moniker saying, I'm returning. He showed up, the building lost it. That's when you know you were that guy. And that's the only thing I really saw was really a problem with Raw last night. Stop giving these snippets. He's got his presentation. The fans are waiting on it. They already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, and I think the reason why Triple H did that also is because he wanted you to believe Cody was going to show up on Raw. Because there was dirt sheet guys. And they were like, oh, he's supposed to be coming back to attack Seth. Oh, he was about to do this. We all predicted the same thing, and he didn't show up until Mania. As much as we predicted it, we were still shocked because what he's done outside of WWE, and that's what made you believe, like, there's no way that this could be. He's the first guy to leave AEW and come to WWE, the main guy that done it. Like, that was unheard of. And I said it numerous times. Vince's response was at WrestleMania. All those shots that TK, even Cody, Jericho, all them throw shots at WWE, Vince made the biggest pipe bomb you could ever do. You brought the main guy that brought a brand, and you brought him back to WWE. That's all you needed to do. Short, sweet, and impactful. And that's something that really transitioned, and I really wish they would stop the teasing. Do what you did with Johnny Gargano. Don't say nothing. Just show up. See what the reaction is. That's the testing limit.
So, Big B, before we wrap this up here, you can go ahead and give us your biggest prediction of 2023.
Yeah, I got two. Ace, actually, I had three, but you stole one of them. So I think Montez is going to go
Which
on
one?
his own.
Oh, the Montez.
Montez, yeah. I think Dominic's going to retire his dad, get his mask. I think we're going to see that. And then I think it would not shock me if Vin Mac returns, but he's going to return for AEW and really try to hype and get them rolling on the right train.
No.
He just shut his screen off. He's like, that's it.
Oh God, it's like no.
I see it. I don't know why. And
You're
I know
fired.
I don't.
Yeah.
Says that to Tony Khan.
Oh God.
Shane O'Mac will be there before him. Come on, stop that.
Shane O'Mac or Vinmac, one of the two, I think, is going to show up on
don't
AEW,
know.
and I think Vinmac
If
would just
they
put the
come
ratings
to
on-
AEW, that means AEW's done.
Most likely, you're probably right.
That's what happened with WCW.
Yeah,
Shane
it could-
came in, made you believe WWE already bought him out.
yeah.
Jeez.
I don't mind an alliance story in the near future. Why not?
Yeah.
So Randy's saying Vince in AEW, nah.
But
No.
just think of the ratings of that it would draw. What if his music hit? I mean,
No.
I would love to hear Tony Schiavone try to announce Vince's name.
yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
If anybody realized what I'm saying regarding that, I really would love to see Siobhan's face when Vince pops in a building.
Yeah.
I'd probably
That's
be
all I'm going to leave
speechless.
it at. He is just as bad as Cornette and Russo.
Ooh.
Well,
We'll leave it at that.
to end this, we all wanted to give a shout out just to Chris Jericho, for donating
Mhm.
to Hamlin. That
More
was
Hamlin.
Yep, that was big.
Prayers out to him for real.
That
Yeah.
was big of Chris Jericho to also do that too, because
Twice.
Chris Jericho he didn't have to do that, but
No,
he
did
did.
it anyway.
And
Yeah.
definitely prayers out to Hamlin. Hopefully you get better soon. There's been positive words so far saying that his breathing has improved. The oxygen has gone from 100% of oxygen to 50 now, which is
Yeah.
a great sign.
So good.
They did have an interview with his uncle that his uncle
Yeah.
actually said that Hamlin actually died twice.
Yeah,
They
Oh.
they had to revive him on the field, and then once they actually
when he
got
first arrived to the
once
he first arrived to the hospital.
they had to revive him again, and so it's so they had to revive him twice.
Well,
Oh
the
my
sad
God.
thing is also he's never, even if he lives, he's never going to be able to play football again.
No.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
More likely not. No.
No, he's going to have to live with a defibrillator, and they're not going to let him have any type of contact.
Yeah.
So Tom,
It's
the last update that he read was that he was rolled onto his stomach to relieve pressure on his lungs.
yep.
Ugh.
And
When was that
Yeah.
update? Because the last thing I heard was like how you said the 50%, and that was
That's
at
what I heard.
3 a.m. this morning. And I've been watching. I'm still blown away. I've only been gone for 3 days,
right?
completely gone from everything, and it's like holy cow, so much has changed in that 3-day span.
Wow.
Barbara Walters passed, Don
Mhm.
West passed, and then you find out about this, and I will say this. Major props to Roger Goodell. Goodell gets so much crap and shade thrown on him. He could have done the Vince McMahon thing. He could have just said, shows go on, because they lost a lot of money regarding, if we're going to be in the business perspective, like he lost a lot of money. You got people that betted on that game and the game didn't finish out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted, I think.
No, I think
Me?
he's having mic issues.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Warren, yeah.
Warren, you're having mic issues, man. We can't really hear you. You kind of got cut off there.
There you go. I think.
Try again.
Yeah, because we got nothing.
Okay, let's see.
Nope.
Ow.
Nope. Somehow it got cut off, but that's all right. We do want to thank everybody for watching tonight, anyways. So Crispy, we'll get to you. Say any final thoughts for you.
Yeah, I hope he gets well. We're all thinking, praying of him, and thanks everyone for watching and tuning in.
All right, Big B, any final thoughts for you?
Yeah, no, thanks for everybody for watching, joining. Keep checking out C2C all year long. We got a lot of things in the works. Ace mentioned it earlier. We are the Oregon Cougars football is going to be starting. We'll be broadcasting those games. So just keep checking us out all year long. And thanks again.
All right, now I don't know if Warren can talk again yet.
No, we lost his mic.
No, all right, so he's saying
Uh-oh.
peace. All right, so Christy, any final thoughts?
Just looking forward to what 2023 has to offer, and good show, and we pray for Damar Hamlin.
All right, so thank you everybody for watching. Prayers to Damar Hamlin, and we will talk and see everybody next Tuesday for another episode of Between the Ropes. Have a fabulous night.